We're going to start in child's pose. Take your big toes together. And take your knees wide, or you can have them narrow here. And just go ahead and sit back on your heels. Reach your arms out long. Press your palms into the mat to help you settle more. Start to breathe. Breathe deep into the belly. Start your ujjayi breath. In and out through the nose. Slightly constrict your throat so that you make that audible sound with your breath. We're going to do a breathing exercise called Sushumna Nadi. We're going to breathe deep into our belly. So on each inhale, you're going to inflate your belly, feel it press against your thighs. And on the exhale, let it deflate, pull the belly back towards the spine. And go at your own pace, inflating the belly on the inhale, and letting it deflate on the exhale. Breathing will help to calm your nervous system a little bit before we get into our practice. On your next inhale, you're going to come up onto all fours into tabletop position. Make sure your shoulders are stacked over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. And flow through some cat-cows. So inhale, drop your belly and lift your gaze. And exhale, round the spine and tuck the chin. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze for cow. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin for cat. Really make these dramatic. Go at your own pace, with your own breath, staying where you need to, where it feels good. Meeting me back with a neutral spine at tabletop. Take your hips to the left and take your gaze to the left and take a look at your hips. Inhale back to center and switch. Inhale back to center. Take your right foot and press it back. Straighten your right leg and just press your heel back. Your toes are pressing against the mat. Get a little length. And have your right knee meet your left. Take the left leg out. Push your toes into the mat. Push your heel back. Back and down. And left knee meets right. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Come into downward facing dog. Keep your breath flowing, your ujjayi breath. And walk out your dog if you have to. Move around a little bit. Bend one knee and the other. You can go back and forth as needed. push your hands into the mat to lift your hips up high. Heels are drawing back and down. And inhale onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, and step to the top of your mat. Come into forward fold, a ragdoll. You can grab opposite elbows, or you can just let your arms hang, whatever feels best for you. Maybe sway back and forth a little bit here. Get some length in your spine. Inhale, take a halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Put a bend to your knees and slowly roll all the way up to stand to Tadasana. Come to the top of your mat. Find the four corners of your feet. Ground down. Tailbone shooting towards the earth. And inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And plant the hands. Step back. Come into high plank. Take a moment in your plank pose. Shake out your shoulders are lined over your wrists. Your butt's not sticking up in the air. It's also not drooping. So we shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't be like this. Okay, try and make one line with your body. Really fire up your core. And exhale, elbows shoot straight back, lower all the way down to the mat. Pressing your toes and tops of your feet into your mat. On your inhale, lift your chest up, come into Cobra, Bhujangasana. And exhale, lower back down to the mat. And come up one more time, Bhujangasana. Really pull your shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, push back onto your knees, tuck your toes, hips up and back, downward facing. Inhale onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, arms release. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, offer your heart. And step back, high plank. Exhale, elbows shoot straight back, low plank. Inhale, come up for upward facing dog, or do Cobra again. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths in your down dog. Move around if you need to. Inhale onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, and step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, right back into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, chest sweeps up, upward facing dog. And exhale, hips up and back, Adho Mukha. Inhale onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees and step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Try and get your thighs parallel to the mat or close to it. And keep your chest glued to your thighs here. Inhale your arms up. And on your next inhale, peel your chest up off your thighs. Come into Utkatasana. Chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward face. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg to the sky. And exhale, step it through to meet the hands. Spin the back heel flat. Keeping your hips nice and square. On your inhale, come up. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Press the pinky toes of the left foot into the mat. Pull that right hip back. And exhale, cartwheel the hands. Step back, vinyasa. High to low plank. Inhale, upward face. And exhale, downward face. Inhale the left leg to the sky. And step it through. Spin the right heel flat. 45-degree angle. And inhale, rise up, Warrior 1. Inhale that heart a little bit higher. And exhale, cartwheel the hands. Step back, high to low. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. And exhale, Adho Mukha. Take a couple breaths in your down dog. If you lost your breath there, here's the chance to reconnect. Inhale onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, lift your chest. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Pull the low belly in here. And inhale, straighten your knees. Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sink your hips, Utkatasana. Inhale, take your hands to your heart center. And twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Set right elbow as an anchor. Pull the right hip back. You might want to jut out here. Inhale to center. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward face. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg to the sky. Go ahead and open your hip. Bend the top knee, like the tail of a scorpion. right armpit. Square off your hips. Step the right foot through. Spin the back heel flat. Rise up. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Inhale the heart to the ceiling. And exhale, open it up to the side wall. Into Warrior 2. Shoulders are soft. Face is soft. Inhale, flip your palms. And exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, back to Warrior 2. And cartwheel your hands. Step back, high to little plank. Inhale, upward face. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Open the hip. Bend the top knee. And take the gaze under the left armpit. Try to not collapse into the right shoulder here, while still getting that openness in the hips. Inhale, square off the hips, and step it through. Spin the back heel flat. Rise up. Warrior 1 on the left. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, open up the hips. Warrior 2. Really reach with your fingertips while keeping the shoulders pulling down from the ears. Inhale, flip the palms. And exhale, take it back. Reverse warrior. Inhale, Warrior 2. And cartwheel the hands. Step back, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Inhale onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms release, Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. And sink your hips. Utkatasana, chair pose. And we're going to take one leg chair. So shift your weight onto your left foot. And just pick the right foot up. Just a little bit. Let it hover. And if you feel good here, you can take it, place it over the left thigh. Take your hands out in front of you, palms up, palms against the wall, as if you're pushing into something. Go ahead and release, forward fold. So feel the feet a little bit wider than hips distance. Bend your knees if you need to, and grab hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. And use your strength to pull your upper body closer to your thighs. Let the head relax, the neck relax, be heavy. Go ahead and release your toes. Toe heel your feet back to hips distance. Bend your knees. Come up, Utkatasana, chair pose. This time, shift your weight onto your right foot and hover the left. And if this feels good, take it up, cross it over your thigh, and sink back into your chair. Hands forward, as if you're pushing into the wall. You can. Actually might make it harder though. I've never tried it, to be honest. And breathe through it. And forward fold. This time, take the feet really wide and come into Prasarita. Your wide-legged forward fold. Go ahead and grab your ankles if you can, if it feels good. You can just dangle, or you can use a block, which I don't have handy right now, but you can put a block and use it to support you if you aren't quite reaching the ground. And it doesn't matter. With each inhalation, lengthen your spine. And on the exhalation, fold a little deeper. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Put a bend to your knees. Put your hands to your hips. And slowly bring yourself back up to stand. Take your right toes and turn them out. Your arms out to T. Square off your hips. Hinge forward towards your right foot. And drop down into your Trikonasana, triangle pose. So you can use a block here also. Take your hand to the block. You can hover your hand and take it to your shin. If you can reach your big toe, that's great. And breathe here. And inhale, bring yourself back up. Bend the right knee. Come into warrior two. You may need to adjust your stance a little bit. And exhale. Come into your extended side angle. So you can take your forearm to your thigh here. If you have a little bit more room, you can take your hand to the mat or to a block. And really reach with the left arm while keeping the shoulder in its socket. So we don't want to be reaching with our shoulder. Keep the shoulder in place while reaching the fingertips nice and long. And exhale. Bring the left hand to the mat. Spin onto the ball of your back foot. Line up your left hand so it's underneath your left shoulder. And take the right arm up to the sky for a twist. And reach that middle finger over your deltoid. So one straight line. And exhale. Take both hands to the inside of your right foot. And drop your back knee. Untuck your toes. Toe heel your right foot out just a little bit. Now this might be good. This might be plenty. If you have room, you can come down onto your forearms. Really try and keep your chest proud. Not like this. Like this. And again here, try and keep the hips as square as possible. You're going to have to pull that right hip back. And if you have room here still, you're on your forearms, so you still have room, you can roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Let go. Just breathe into it. Breathe into your hips. If you're on your forearms, press yourself back up onto your palms. Take your right foot flat again if you had it rolled out. Tuck your left toes and lift your knee off the ground. And go ahead and just swing your right leg back. Come into high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward face. And exhale, downward face. Go ahead and step that left foot forward. Spin the back heel flat. Straighten the left leg. And bring yourself up to triangle with T arms. So once we're up into Trikonasana, we're going to hinge our rib cage forward and come on down. Find your full expression. Inhale, bring yourself back up, bend the left knee, adjust your stance if needed. Into warrior two. And exhale, find your extended side angle, your variation, what works for your body. And again, keep that right shoulder in place. Not shrugged up towards your ear, pull it down. Exhale, take the right hand to the mat, come up onto the ball of your back foot, plant the right hand, and go ahead and lift the left towards the sky, into revolved side angle. Exhale, take the left hand back to the mat, toe heel the left foot out just a little bit, come down onto your right knee, and come into your variation of lizard pose. So again, you can stay here. You can come onto your forearms. And if you're still good here, if you're like, yeah, I feel it, but I think I could do more, roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. I don't know if you can see it. It's rolled open. I'm pulling the left hip back to keep my hips as square as possible. Breathe deep in the belly here, like we were doing at the beginning of the practice. Your Sushumna Nadi. You're on your forearms. Come on up onto your palms. Roll back onto your flat foot. Lift your right knee off the mat. And swing your left leg back. High plank. And sit back. I'm in a child's pose. Take a couple breaths here in your child's pose. Inhale, come up into tabletop, tuck your toes, and push up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, right back into your forward fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back, high, plank, and lower down to your belly. Go ahead and take your arms out in front of you. Make a little diamond with your index fingers and your thumbs. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. And go ahead and lift your right leg only, and then your left arm. And switch. Left leg comes up, right arm comes up. And switch. And back. One more on each side. And come down and rest. This time we're going to lift all four at the same time. So on your inhale, bring your chest up, your arms up, and your legs up. Really reach. And go ahead and bend your knees. Reach your arms back and reach for your ankles. If you can, grab them. Go ahead and come into your Dhanurasana. Lifting your chest up. Lifting your legs a little bit higher, pulling your knees in towards each other. They want to splay out. If you're in Dhanurasana, low pose, go ahead and extend your arms and your legs back up to locust. And exhale, release to the mat. Take a break, take a breather. We're going to do that one more time. So inhale, lift your arms and your legs. Go ahead and bend your knees if you want to take bow. Reach back. If you can't grab your feet or your ankles, just reach for them. If you can grab them, find your full expression. Release, come back out, and exhale. exhale, lower to the mat. Push yourself up onto your seat, sitting on our heels. We're going to take our legs out in front of us. Kind of seated forward fold. So you may want to move the flesh away from your sits bones so you can get grounded. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly bring yourself back up. Come into Sukhasana, an easy seated pose, cross-legged position. Take your right hand behind you, your left hand to your right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, twist to the right. Come back to center and switch. Take the left hand behind you, the right hand to the left knee. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist to the left, gaze over the left shoulder. Exhale, back to center. Come onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll around a little bit if you need to. Maybe rock side to side, back and forth. And then take your peace fingers to your big toes. Pull your knees down towards your side body. Soles of the feet towards the sky. In a happy baby pose. Now we know why babies do this pose. It's awesome. Go ahead and release your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Tuck your shoulder blades slightly. Let your palms face up and relax. Shavasana. Relax your face, your eyebrows, your eye sockets, the corners of your nose. Relax the corners of your mouth, your chin. Take rest. Let your body soak up all the goodness that just went on. It's the most important pose in yoga, in my opinion. So make it count. to deepen your breath. Introduce small movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Inhale, reach the arms and the feet long. Hug your knees into your chest, keeping your eyes closed. And then roll onto your right side. And keeping your eyes closed still. Push yourself up into your comfortable seat. Take your hands to your heart center. Take your thumb knuckles to your third eye, in between your eyebrows, the center of your forehead. Namaste.